Father, we thank you for this morning. We thank you for the opportunity to just come together again as a fellowship. We thank you for the session that we're about to have, Lord. We invite you into our presence. We invite you to our midst, Lord, that this will be a fulfilling and useful presentation for the folks who attend, Lord. Just guide us and be with us even through this program. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Amen. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and invite our first presenter, who is the young adult president, Sister Chinelo, Ezeka, and you go ahead and introduce yourself again, and I will share my screen while you are doing that.
Sure, thank you so much, Dami. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. As Dami said, my name is Chinelo Ezeka. I'm the ACFYA National President. And I am so excited to tell you all about the YA conference. Takor Njang is actually, and Ruth Awam are our conference chairs, but they could not be here this morning. So I get the privilege of stepping in and telling you all the details of this year's conference. I'll wait until we get to our slides so that you have a visual to help you along this ride. So the Young Adult Conference is going to be Labor Day weekend from September 1st to the 4th. It is going to be in the DC metropolitan area, right outside of DC in a town called Rockville, Maryland. Our hotel is the Bethesda North Marriott Hotel and Conference Center. Now, what is our theme? We are so excited about this theme this year. It's called the Paradigm Shift. The pandemic happened and we all recognize that it was a wake-up call. We lost loved ones and we also saw how the world shut us out. It is time for us to reevaluate our conditioning, and we realize that our lives cannot continue as it did prior to the pandemic. And our survival as Christians is dependent on this change. And our survival as Africans also depends on it. So this paradigm shift is not an option, but it's a necessity. The verses that we've highlighted is Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And also Isaiah 55:8-9. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than yours, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Just a quick reminder, everyone, let's go ahead and place ourselves on mute so that we can hear all of these exciting things about all of the conferences we have to share. Next slide, please. Thank you. So registration and hotel information. Obviously, the conference, as I stated, is Labor Day weekend, so that is in September. Registration for the YA conference begins May 30th. That's again, May 30th. The cost of the hotel is $129 per night. So let's talk about registration. One thing that you'll notice on here is that we are allowing high school students, juniors and seniors to attend this conference. I'll talk a little bit more about that in my next slide. But the cost for the early bird tickets, which starts on May 30th, for high school students is $100, and for college students and young professionals is $145. Our phase 1 tickets is $125 for high school students, and for college students and young professionals, $170. The last 2 weeks prior to the conference is what we've considered our phase 2 tickets, and those tickets will be $200 for high school students and for college students and young professional students. Next slide, please. Awesome. So what are some exciting highlights of the conference? This is probably what I'm most excited about. So for the first time ever in a YA conference, we are allowing high school juniors and high school seniors to come to our YA conference. Someone is wondering, why are we allowing that? Well, for 2 reasons. we want to be able to create a pipeline of high school students who are excited and exuberant about ACFYA when they become college students, when they become young professionals, and when they become married millennials. And so by inviting them, we are also giving them an opportunity to connect with other college students who may be at the colleges that they're interested in and that they're already touring when they are in their junior and senior years of high school. So again, that's going to be for rising juniors and rising seniors. Of course, we always target our college students and our young professionals, but we also have programming that's going to be focused on married millennials as well. Very rarely do we talk about many of our young professionals who are married, who have young children. And so we want to make sure that we are providing programming that caters to their needs as newly married couples and young parents as well. So again, being able to target the entire YA demographic, and we're really excited about some of the programming and speakers who are going to be catering to all of our YA. Our programming and speakers also will be targeting the holistic Christian. So we have topics on mental wellness, financial wellness, professionalism, and of course, making sure that we are targeting the spirit as well. So please, please, please make sure you register as of May 30th, because we definitely want to make sure that we are building up our ACF community as we are targeting each and every single core strategic area of ACF USA. And then the part that I am personally most excited about, for the first time ever, we are launching our ACF Young Adult Missions Impact Project. We're having a Young Adult Missions Banquet for the first time ever. What is that, might you be wondering? We are going to start having and launching a Young Adult Missions Project, where it will be a young adult project that will be sponsored and planned by the young adult, where we will be impacting all of the different areas that ACF attends on mission. So Uganda, Malawi, all of the different places our regions are going on missions. We are going to be planning and having a missions banquet that builds funds for a YA specific impact project in all of the places that we are going to missions, as well as increasing funds for young adults to attend missions trips. That project will be launching during this conference, and we're so excited about it. Once again, registration starts on May 30th, and we hope that you or your children will be a part of that conference in the DC metro area during Labor Day weekend, September 1st to the 4th. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sister Chinelo, for that presentation. That got me excited about the conference. Now, with a lot more information, I'm like, maybe I should start booking my flight. So thank you for that. I'm not gonna interrupt again. I just wanted to provide a little bit more guidance for the rest of the speakers, and for everybody who's on the call. Thank you for calling me if you just joined. I'm gonna go ahead and just let the speakers go back to back, and then we'll answer questions at the end. So if you have any questions for the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth speakers, you can just kind of hold on until the end, or put your questions in the chat as well. That's also an option. And then we'll get them at the end. So I'm gonna go ahead and call on Sister Chidi Nwosu of the East region. And after that, please just follow the order and just introduce yourself, unmute, introduce yourself, and present. Thank you.
Thank you, Dami. All right. Okay, so I'm here to present all of the information around the East Region Conference. It will be going on this year from June 30th to July 3rd. That's very soon in coming. So if you haven't heard about the conference yet, I hope that this gives you all the information that you need. Now, the East Region Conference will be in the same location and hotel as the Young Adult Conference. So a lot of the things that Chinelo just said are the same for the East Region Conference, except for the time frames. So it'll still be at the Bethesda North Marriott Hotel and Conference Center. And the theme is Africa, the Next Level. Within the deck, I have more information about the theme, but just to give a long and short of it, one of the things that we wanted to look into during this conference is figuring out, as we grow as an organization and as we try to, make investments, whether those be spiritual, financial, or economic investments back into the continent of Africa, how are we moving to the next level? What is the legacy that we're leaving for our children? The reason why that this came up is because as we walked into 2020, we know that we lost a lot of people that we didn't expect to lose. And things like legacy planning, spiritually, financially, and emotionally is very, very important. So what are we leaving for that next generation? What is the next level? So that is where that conference theme comes from. And you can move on to the next slide. So in terms of registration costs, I've included registration links at the bottom so that you could be able to view that on your own. We did have a pretty good response in terms of registration. So we are currently looking for more hotel space options in order to deal with the demand. So there's different registration types, 3 different types. Early bird, you can see the prices, they're cheaper than the mid-rank and the pretty much late registration. So right now we extended the early bird registration. It used to be until May 20th. We extended it until June 1st. And you can see the prices from adults to children. And those rates will go up on June 1st. So just make sure that you get your registration in before that so you can save a little bit of money. We are using the new system, so you could go to ACFUSA.org to register, whether you're registering an individual or a group. And you can go to next. So this is where I left a lot of the theme around the whole conference. I know that it's really important for people to understand what the theme generally is and what the foundational verses are kind of mapped around. So the foundational verses are Psalms 145, one generation shall commend your acts and work to another and declare your mighty acts. And John 15:5, I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. So one of the things that you should be excited about in terms of this conference is looking at us as a people holistically. So if we're talking about finance and career, we'll have speakers coming through in order to give insights on how exactly you do estate planning, legacy planning, how exactly should you be making sure that your family is set up for success in the event that something might happen to you. The second is mental awareness. One of the things that became very pivotal during 2020 was that people struggled a lot with their mental health. So we will be having mental health psychologists coming in order to talk about how we align our Christian beliefs as well with mental health and make sure that we are doing well holistically. Also, just being able to give to the community around us, how are we making an impact? It's important that we're connected to God in the right ways in order for us to make impact in our communities. So we're bringing in speakers around that as well. And so that's some of the things that we can be excited around with the conference. In terms of some fun activities, we will be leaving time on Saturday in order to tour DC. For those of you who have not been to DC before, just giving a little bit of time for that fun and fellowship. And that should be it. So thank you, Dami, for the time.
Hello, everyone. My name is Babalola Faseru. I'm from the Midwest region, Kansas City chapter. And I want to recognize the president of our chapter. I think he's on the line here, Brother Victor Oribabo. I also have the co-chairs, Brakene Mackenzie, Pastor Dipa Jai, the chair of the LOC, Nupilen, and then the host president, Sister Buki Fashion. So I'm going to be talking on behalf of this Midwest region. I'm not going to, you already know the chapters that are represented, so I'm not going to list them here. But just to talk about the conference generally, the conference is going to be between July 1st to July 4th. And so we're going to start the online registration is currently on. And I must say at this point that the early registration deadline is actually tomorrow. We've had a lot of people registering already. And I just want to put the plug in there that it's a time to save $10 if you can get it done by today. So we will have the program will be started by the youth, the young adults on the 1st from 7 to 9 p.m. And then each day we have a day filled with activities from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Each day starts with wellness, fitness, body, soul, and spirit. And then the venue of this conference is at the Hilton Kansas City Airport. That is the hotel where we're going to be meeting. And the theme of the conference is God our Ebenezer, triumphing over adversities. And the text for this is actually from 1 Samuel chapter 7, verse 12. Then Samuel took a stone and set it up between Mizpah and Shen. He named it Ebenezer, saying, thus the Lord has helped us. The second text here is 3 John chapter 3, verse 2. Beloved, I pray that all may go well with you and that you may be in good health as it goes well with your soul. And so we are going to focus body, soul, and spirit at this conference. Next slide, please. So the speaker, I wanted to mention the speaker, that we have a guest speaker actually coming. Dr. Joe Tarkan will be the guest speaker. Is the senior pastor of Redeemed Christian Church of God City of David in Atlanta. He's a public health physician, certified global health professional. So he will be with us for the conference. And we have other exciting sessions in the conference, powerful praise and worship sessions. We have uplifting messages or deliberations, inspiring breakout conversations around health and wellness, around financial security. We have one of the talks is achieving multi-generational financial security, negotiating and maximizing your worth. And then we have a very interesting program around building strong relationships between African parents and their children. That's just one of those highlights. Of course, we have things related to quality of life in retirement. So there are exciting opportunities to have a great time of deliberations and breakout sessions during this conference. Now, one thing I want to mention is Kansas City is the headquarters of barbecue. So it's going to be a great time that we're going to have barbecue cookouts, we're going to have picnic, as well as the family banquet. In that banquet, we're going to showcase the work we're doing in Southern Africa missions. And it's going to be an opportunity for fundraiser as well. So why should you attend? Actually, this is a time for us, like Chinelo talked about, COVID and all of that. It's a time for us to relax in the presence of God. It's a time of God to, it's a time for us to get a refreshing that we need. And of course, we need to reconnect. So these are three houses that we are focusing on during this conference. All of this wrapped around our body, our soul, and our spirit. So we're looking forward to you joining us. Again, I must mention, we have opportunity for advertisement. We have opportunities for fundraising. We are getting that KC 2022 going on. So we love for you to contribute to that. Thank you very much. So the information about the hotel is on this website. The registration fees are here. I don't want to count them one by one. And then, of course, we have the links for registration as well as the link to book the hotel on this slide.
Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tosin Adeoye. I am representing the South region, and I'm just getting ready to present on our conference. And so our conference theme this year is chosen, taken from 1 Peter 2:9. The amplified version of that reads, as it reads, but you are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a consecrated nation.
Tosin, sorry to interrupt. I don't think I've met you. This is Uncle Nephew Kumana. in Atlanta. Can you show your face? Even if it says
oh yeah, sorry. I thought I turned my video on. Apologies.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hi. Okay. Yeah. Our theme reads from 1 Peter 2:9. But you are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a consecrated nation, a special people for God's own possession, so that you might proclaim the excellencies, the wonderful deeds and virtues and perfections of him who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light, taken from the Amplified Version. And so our conference is centered around that theme. So just a couple of introductory things. Our conference will be held July 1st through the 4th, and we'll be kicking off that conference on the 1st at 7 p.m. Registration will be available throughout the day, starting at about 3 p.m. We are hosting it this year in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, at the Embassy Suites by Hilton, Oklahoma City Downtown Medical Center. A mouthful. Next slide, please. Just some registration and hotel information. If you are flying in, we have one airport, the Will Rogers World Airport, handle OKC. Available, we also have an airport shuttle that will be taking people from the airport to the hotel. And if you click this link, once it's made available, we have a survey which you'll be able to put in all your arrival and departure details. That way, a member of the OKC Norman Metro chapter will be able to pick you up and drop you off. Listed here is our hotel. As we're currently looking for more hotel space, I have linked a hotel booking survey. That way we just know how many rooms are needed to be made available. That way we'll be able to accommodate everyone that doesn't currently have rooms, but just making sure that we have space for everyone as well. In the top left-hand corner, I have the registration link. Right now, we're still in our regular registration phase. For adults, that's $200. For children, it's children 5 to 12, that's $100, and under 5 is currently free. Late registration starts June 24th. I think that should be June 1st, but I'll update that. June 24th up until July 1st, we're sitting with adults at $230. Children will be children 5 to 12, $110, and children under 5 is also $10. And then on-site registration the day of starts at $250 for adults, children 5 to 12, $120, and children under 5, $20. Next slide, please. Awesome, so highlights of the conference. We are very excited about some of our chosen speakers. First, we have Pastor Clarence Hill, the senior pastor at Antioch Norman. Next, we have Beatrice Williamson, the founder and the director of the Maisha Project, a nonprofit organization working out of OKC and Kenya. And then last but not least, we have Kenna Nzewi, the co-founder and CEO of Relief out of Nigeria. Next thing that we would like to highlight with this conference is this year we are taking the time to do chosen spotlights. So these are awards in which we honor and highlight various members in various chapters that are demonstrating the chosen mindset, a positive mindset, a mindset of just that embodies what we're looking to achieve and a willingness to help in essentially whatever capacity that they serve in ACF. And not exactly executive positions, but your everyday members that may or may not always get the recognition of what they do. So just making sure to highlight and support these people at our conference. Next, we have a various number of interactive sessions. So we'll be starting off the conference with our chapter meet and greet. We know we have plentiful chapters in the South region, but just giving the opportunity for people to meet each other and mingle and just build relationship prior to the start of the conference. That way, throughout the conference, we can continue to build and develop those relationships. We have a praise night in which we will just get to praise and uplift God throughout the session. Throughout each evening, we'll have anointed prayer sessions hosted by different people just to be able to pray and honor God in this manner. We will be hosting a picnic downtown OKC. During our picnic will just be another time to fellowship with each other as well as explore the area in which we are. And then last but not least, we'll be highlighting missions throughout our conference at the gala, as well as some of the different initiatives that we're doing in Sierra Leone and different chapter-wide initiatives. And then last but not least, a reason that we should come is, of course, Oklahoma hospitality. We have a host chapter that is more than excited to host our entire South region. On top of that, Oklahoma City sits at the top 100 cities to visit in the world as of 2021. So we're just excited to bring everyone to the conference, bring everyone to OKC, and just give a time to encourage and empower everyone that we are chosen in the presence of God, and just making sure to equip people with what it means to be chosen and how we can walk in our chosen path. But that is all. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Paul Ojukwu. I am part of the national board. I'm a representative for national board. I'm also part of the, because of that, I'm a part of the West region. And my chapter is ACF Southern California. We are having a West region conference. Great thing to know about this conference is it's earlier than everybody else's. So everybody on here in every region will be able to attend if they want to. It is on June 16th through June 18th. And it's in Southern California. Specifically, the city is Monrovia, California. Conference times, June 16th will be 4 p.m. to 11:45, June 17th, 9 a.m. to 10:30, and then June 18th, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. The hotel that we'll be staying in is the Courtyard Marriott in Monrovia, California. So if you're able to attend, I know that the national conference was just passed in the LA area, but hey, it's sunny California. We have sun, we have the beach, always there. So if you're looking for a little bit of a vacay and want to get away, we can go ahead and do that for you and just have a great experience with God. The conference theme is Missions Fulfilling the Kingdom Mandate. And so we'll have a speaker talk on that. We're also going to, within missions, there are specific things that we want to talk about. I know there's finances that we wanted to address. That's a major one. And then building the family. So even though missions is something that we find is very important, we also want to focus on the things that help build missions, right? So finances is one. If you don't have finances, you can't really build a good mission group or if you don't have a great, strong family, you can't do that as well. So even though missions is our focus, we're also having these sub-focuses below to talk about all those things. You can go to the next slide. So registration is $35 per each adult. Children are free. The hotel cost is $139 per night. I put the link on there. I know no one can click on it, but if you want to copy it and take it down, it's there. Once you click on that website, it'll take you straight to, you have two options. You can register for the conference, and below that, you can click on the link and register for the hotel. Yes, we're encouraging everybody to come and join us and have a great time in God and the Lord. So yeah, that's what I have.
Tommy, it looks like you're on mute.
Wow. I've had a whole conversation with myself already. Thank you, Chinelo. I was saying thank you, Sister Chinelo, Sister Chidi, Sister Tosin, Brother Faseru, and Brother Paul for presenting. Thank you for all of this information. I mean, this is really important information everybody needs to know. I know we would not have probably heard this if we didn't come together on this forum. So we appreciate you taking the time to do that. I really was very interested in so many of the conferences, and I wish I could be there with some of the programming that I saw that was highlighted. I didn't know OKC was one of the top places to visit, so I'm gonna have to put that on my list for vacation. But I also wanted to say to folks who are on the call, if you have questions for folks within your region or for folks within other regions about the conferences, please feel free to raise your hand, unmute yourself and ask questions. They will be here to answer questions for a few minutes, and then we will go into just kind of a run through of how to register, and then we'll end the day. So I see one hand up already. Please go ahead and unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. This is Brother Kende from East Region. Yeah, I was blown away by the conference registration cost for the West Region. Brother Ojukwu, can you explain what does $35 you said? What does that entail? How did you guys do that?
Brother Paul?
Yes. So the cost of the $35. Yeah, it just, so we really wanted to encourage people. We kind of talked about it on our board, is we wanted to be encouraging of people attending the conference. So we made it intentionally so that we didn't have to charge too much so that people would come. So part of the plan is for both chapters to kind of subsidize the conference, or both chapters or chapters within the West Region to subsidize the conference in order to let more people come. So that's how we were able to come to that price of $35, because the chapters are subsidizing the conference for the people who are attending. So that was the plan that we had.
Would that include the meals too, like other chapters that I know other conferences do?
Yeah, so that includes everything, the meals, everything that we have, the cost of the conference. So yeah, the reason we're able to do that is because chapters within the region are subsidizing for the people who are attending. So that's why we were able to get the cost that low.
That's great. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. Any other questions? Any other questions for our speakers? Okay, seems like we all have all the information. If you're trying to say something, or I might not be able to see your hand, so you can unmute yourself and ask a question. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and just run through how to register. I wish I had done a poll on how many people have registered for their conferences. That would have been really good to know on this call. But while I'm getting my screen ready, I'm going to go ahead and run through how to register. This is pretty much a good year, because we've had what is an effort to put all of the registration on the ACFUSA website. And for those of you who went to the last conference, you were able to navigate that website and register. But for those who were not able to go last year for the national conference, we're just going to go do a run through of the registration, okay? So I'm going to share my screen. And this is the ACFUSA homepage. And so if you type in www.acfusa.org, you will get to this homepage and you will see the slides going through. So this might not be what shows, but luckily for us, it says register now for the ACF regional conferences. So if we do click on conferences up here on the top, you'll have all of the conferences here to register for, okay? And all of them should have their information. You click on the highlighted orange for each conference, so whichever one you wanted to go to. Let's use East Region as an example. And you have this option for registration, hotel reservation, costs. Programs and topics might have information in them, they might not, but again, this is something that is usually shared within the region. If we do get it, then it'll be posted on the site. But this is what we're really focusing on here, is registration and hotel reservations. So once you click on registration, you have an option to register for yourself, individual form. So you enter in your information here, name, state, city, address, mobile, chapter, and your email address. If you're YA, you select the option YA, and then you click calculate amount. So it ends up calculating the amount for you on the bottom here, and then there'll be an option to pay. So let me just see if I can do this. Last names are good, so let me go by example. I'm just gonna do something real quick, but obviously you should enter all of your information in there. I don't know who uses home phones anymore, but I usually just enter my own cell phone number. And then I enter my email address and select young adult and then click calculate amount. And so this is calculated for you or for me already, right? And then I can go here, choose payment, select frequency, full, 2 times, 3 times, and your frequency of payment. And once you do that, you go into the option to pay. So if you do select the 2-time payment, it splits it for you, how much you pay, 2 times, right? Full payment is 120. 2-time payment, the first upfront rate is 40%, so that'll be 48, and then the rest of the money will be taken automatically from your card that you provide. And once you do that, then you go to proceed to payment. So I'll do full payment for now, proceed to payment. And then you can enter in your card information. So it's a pretty easy 3-step process. I think the main thing is just to keep an eye on the blue. Okay, so once you've entered your information, a blue option to calculate your registration, calculate the amount, click on that, then you go to the next part, which is select the frequency and pay. All right, so if you have any questions about that, please let me know. There's also the family form. So this is an easier way to do this. I just actually did this for my family. So this is the first time I was using it, and it's pretty easy, same process. Name, spouse, if your spouse is attending, you enter in all of your information and you enter in all of your family's information. If you have children, you enter children, and it actually calculates the rate for everyone in your family that you are registering for. Of course, you don't have to put in your name again, right, in here, since your name is already here.
Okay. My question is, I know, for example, I'm in Atlanta chapter. The chapter is vigorously pursuing people to register, and because they're paying for the registration anyway. So for Atlanta or for anybody in South region, maybe specifically like in Atlanta, so there's no need to go through this if we register through our chapter.
I can take that one. Yeah, your chapter, Uncle Olufellow probably did if you go back to the website, he registered for the group already, and he used the group registration. So on that registration, you can register for up to 30 people on there. So that's what he did for the list of people that registered from Atlanta.
Okay.
So it's basically
the group form here.
Yeah, it's basically the same form. If you scroll down, you can register for up to 30 people at once.